Okay, here's lesson 2. Title is Properties of Dilation. So in lesson 1, we looked at the definition of a dilation and we saw that there was a center for a dilation. And in this diagram that we're going to be working on in a minute, the center of dilation is going to be O. And the other thing we need to determine for a dilation is the scale factor. So we'll have a scale factor and we're calling that R. And the scale factor tells us how much we're either going to push these points away from the center of rotation or pull them towards the center of rotation. So a scale factor greater than 1 is going to push points away from the center of rotation, whereas a scale factor that's a fraction between 0 and 1 is going to pull points toward closer to the center of rotation. Okay, so what we want to look at though is properties of dilation. So we want to know what happens to a line when it gets dilated, what happens to a ray or an angle or a segment when it gets dilated. And we're going to find out that dilations map lines to lines, rays to rays, segments to segments, and angles to angles of the same measure. Okay, won't be true that the segments will be the same measure, but the angles will be the same measure. And that's going to result, we're going to find out after several of these lessons, we're going to find out that that's going to result in similar figures. Okay, so for this lesson, you're going to need a compass. We handed out this type of compass in class, but if you have the traditional type of compass that, you know, kind of opens up and has a pencil in it, you can use that. Any type of compass will work, but I'll demonstrate how to use these to do this activity. You'll also need a protractor later, and so get that out, and then a straight edge. So I'll be using my compass as a straight edge, but you can use a ruler or whatever you have. All right, so we are going to, in this first example, we are going to use O as a center of rotation. We're going to use a scale factor of R equals 2. So this will be pushing these points away from the center of rotation. And remember that the points are going to lie on a ray that comes out from the center of rotation through the points. So we're going to draw those rays now. So there's one. And then we'll draw a ray OQ, like so. Just for fun, I'm going to have you pick another point on this line. Let's call it R. And you can put it anywhere you want. You can put it outside, you can put it inside, and we'll also connect that with a ray. Okay. All right, so now we're ready to dilate by a scale factor of 2. And so when we have a scale factor that's a whole number, we can actually use our compass to do the dilation. So there's some moving parts on this compass. You're always going to, you'll see crosshairs in this section here, and you can hold your finger right here and move the compass around. So your pencil goes in this hole or this hole, whichever one you've measured for. And you can draw arcs, circles, whatever. You can mark lengths of segments. So I'm going to dilate this point Q. And so what I'm going to do is line my compass up here, loosen this dial here. So if you loosen the dial, then this will move freely. And if I tighten it down, then it's stuck. It won't move, and that allows me to draw with the compass. So I'm going to loosen it up, and what I'm going to do is see this hole that's right here in the compass. I can put my pencil in. So that hole is going to line up with the place that I want to measure. Okay, and so what I'm doing right now is I'm measuring the distance from O, which is in my crosshairs, to Q. And I can see that it's about right there. Once I get it in, let me do it where I can see it. Then I'm going to tighten my compass down. So I've got it set, and I'm going to check that it's set by holding this centerpiece right here. I'm going to put my pencil in and draw an arc here. And if I hit Q, I'm right on. Okay, so I'm pretty close. So now I'm going to, since I'm doing a scale factor of 2, I want to go twice as far out on this ray. So in order to do that, I've got my compass set for that distance from O to Q. So now I'm going to put the crosshairs right on point Q, hold it down, and mark, put my pencil in, and get that little mark there for, now this is going to be the dilated point Q, or Q prime. Okay, so I can do the same thing over here for P. It's a different distance from Q, so I'm going to have to adjust my compass. Get the crosshairs right here on O, right in here. More up here. And then I'm going to adjust this until it lines up, and then I'll tighten it down right there. Okay, that's pretty tight. Okay, so let's double check and make sure I'm on my point. Helps to have a sharp pencil for this. Okay, so I am. My compass made a mark right there. So now I can, oh, it moved. I didn't tighten it down. Okay, so let's get it on there. Turn it the correct way to tighten it. Okay. These can be a little frustrating, so you probably won't have near as much trouble as I'm having while I make the video, though. All right,